join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Tonight with us as well, the Book of Basketball author, Bill Simmons. Bill, great to see you.
It's great to be here. Nobody is more impressed than my 11-year-old son, who can't believe that he's playing a video game and gets to hear my voice. When he hears my voice just yelling at him, now he gets to break down basketball.
But it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, he likes it.
We've got the Seattle Supersonics and the Philadelphia 76ers. Now let's take a look at the Sonics opening lineup. Durant is out there with Hayes. Then there's Hudson. And there's Jared Allen. And it's Conley in at the point. And these Philadelphia fans, Bill, unafraid to boo anyone, including their stars, on their own team in the playoffs.
And you. I think they might boo you because you did the call for the Kawhi shot, where you were just like,
on the heels of the Philly special in football.
Right.
I mean, they've had these two incredibly interesting moments in sports. Please stand by my side, Bill, if you don't mind.
Kevin Harlan's a national treasure. Leave the man alone.
Now, here is O'Neal. Pass to Stackhouse. O'Neal with it. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Michael Conley picks one up.
And O'Neal, clearly one of the biggest human beings you'll ever see. A mammoth of a man. About 1/7 of a ton. And yet, unstoppable.
That's good from O'Neal. Bill was in Boston where you received your master's degree in journalism. What attracted you to this profession? Why journalism?
I couldn't do anything else, and I didn't like manual labor.
No, really.
No, that really was it. I was good at writing.
Like anybody in your family or anybody you
I was always a good writer, and I liked writing and sports.
Yeah.
So just kind of like, I'll do those two things
Did it in
together.
high school, I'm assuming?
Yeah, started in high school. I had the big thing for me was in college. I had a column for the school newspaper, really from freshman year on. And around sophomore year, I felt like it started to get momentum. And that was the first time I thought, when did I get paid for this? Which, as it turned out, no, until I was about 29.
Well, they are frigid right now. I mean, failing to connect on their first 4 attempts.
And Arsdale can't get it to go.
Well, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
And the pass to Hudson. 6 on the shot clock. For the 3. It's hauled in by McGrady.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Bill, if you were building a franchise from scratch, which one current player would you begin with or build around?
Probably Giannis, because he's
Still
turning
young enough
25
to-
this year. I still feel like the ceiling of what he's going to do is go up as he becomes more of a shot maker. He's really durable, which I think is underrated. Like, he's just built to play basketball. There's certain guys like that. I think Kevin Garnett was like that. Tim Duncan was like that. Just guys who you just know are going to be around for 17, 18 years. The way I like to watch the running styles, and the game just comes so easy to him. He's so athletic and really cares and is really competitive and just wants to do this and win in basketball. That's what I think.
Now, here is McGrady following the shot by Kevin Durant. McGrady kicks to Stackhouse. Here's Van Arsdale. It's good. Bill, if you were just hired as a GM, which franchise would you model your approach after?
I really like what the Clippers did the last couple of years when they realized they didn't have quite enough to win the title. And instead of just being beholden to being darn close but not quite, they actually blew it up and tried to figure out how to create cap space, find some new players,
and still stay competitive. So they took the momentum of their franchise.
Yeah, they stumbled into a situation where they had a lot of flexibility no matter what. I think the Celtics before them did the same thing in the mid-2000s. They're just trying to find assets and figure it out on the fly. That's the approach I would use. I I would never fully commit one way or the other to anything. The goal is to try to accumulate assets and figure out what we have. And I think the smartest teams do that.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Pass to Richardson. Rose against Miller. 16 feet away. It's hauled in by the Sonics.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Now here's Rose, following the miss by Andre Miller. Count it.
And that's just strong, tough action from Rose there. Staying in control and getting the job done with authority.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he deserves a lot of credit for what he was able to do at the line last year. 86% from the stripe.
Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you've got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps up there, you feel good about it.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Outside Rose. Miller outside, passes to Ewing. Shot, high post. They grab their own miss. Hayes out to Miller. Outside Irving. Jacks up a three. Hands it from downtown.
It sure was textbook, and Irving is fantastic in the screen roll. A solid decision maker in these sets, and he also can put it in the basket himself if he needs to.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. 76ers on top, leading by 4. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Derrick Rose is out there with Josh Richardson. Then it's Rodney. Then it's O'Neal. And it's Gafford in a power forward. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Bill, we've seen more and more teams base their offenses around three-point shooting. Threes are at an all-time high. We know that. Should the NBA, that in mind, do anything to address this via any rule change? Which I don't know what that would mean, but it has been talked about.
I don't like changing. I think it's going to manifest itself with it doesn't work in the playoffs as well. And teams are going to slowly realize like that you need to blend an inside-outside game at least a little bit.
Well, you can't lose what the game is. No, it's bigs and smalls, it's inside, it's outside. And
it's still passing and unselfishness. The Warriors take a lot of threes, but they're the most unselfish team we have. And they create a lot of layups, and they play, they're really creative. And you just can't, that just can't be your thing is we shoot 53, serves our offense. The problem is you're still going to get these games where 2 points really matters, and that's what you saw with Kawhi in the playoffs last year. These games slow down, and it's going to be a 92 to 89 ending, and your team needs to get 10 baskets in the fourth quarter, no matter how you're going to get them. You still need somebody to do that too.
Rose in the post, covered by Miller, and Ewing with the block.
Great at knowing when to time and go up for the rejection. Ewing, a superb defender.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
It's Richardson on the wing. He's guarded by Ewing. A fader. Here's Rose. Here's O'Neal. Well, it was only a matter of time that they finally get the bucket.
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, it's been a defensive battle to say the least, partner. Good to see. At least somebody got the ball in the basket. Finally.
A handful of players land the Supermax contract bill, by and large. see those deals working out?
It's tough. Nobody's really been happy with it yet. You know, it's so much money and it's such a big part of somebody's salary cap, and you're just kind of handicapped with it. You know, we've seen John Wall is the worst case scenario, but the situation in Charlotte was in Kemba Walker, where he makes the NBA team and now his supermax is $240 million instead of 180. Like, that's crazy. And in a salary cap week to pay $50 million a year for somebody is just nuts. It compromises the ceiling of the team. So the Bucks are in this position, to be honest, where he's making $55 million a year and the cap's $120. How are you going to put a good team around?
You can't maneuver.
You can't. So I would put a wrinkle in there that I would make the supermax, whatever, pay the player whatever the number is, but it only counts for like $32 million or something. Make it so that it's not
a percentage of the total cap.
Yeah, make his cap figure is 32, even if you're paying him 55, and then that way people can compete there.
The 76ers again can't hit it.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
Irving looking for an opening. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Love's got his fifth rebound right now in the game. Here's Stackhouse, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Yeah, and you got to respect the size McGrady has. Easily seen over the defense there to spot the open man.
Knocks it loose and stolen by Love. Stackhouse, good. Stackhouse has got the lead up to 12 now for the 76ers.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
1:33 left in the first half of basketball. Irving passes to Allen. Dishes it to Hudson. Just 5 to shoot. Got a piece of it. Lets it go from deep. That one, no good. So Philadelphia will take it the other way.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
And entertaining as always, Bill. Thank you so much for stopping by. We always appreciate your time.
Thank you. Just, I don't want to do any Celtic games. Can we not do that? I don't want to see that game. Let's do the other teams. Okay.
And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. I mean, he's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And if you're looking for the main reason that they're trailing in this game, we'll look no further than his shooting. I mean, he has hit exactly 0% of his shots.
On the wing, Irving. They can't stop the run with that one. And so it's Philadelphia.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. They were on a nice little roll in that opening period. Man, that's going to...
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Kind of like what Derrick Rose has done in this one.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything the defense tries to throw at him.
On the court right now for the Sonics. He's out there with Durant. And it's Conley. Then there's Hudson. And it's Allen in at the 5 spot. Conley gets the bucket.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Stackhouse dishes to McGrady. Launches it. That shot off, and it's the Sonics taking it the other way. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Philadelphia 76ers. On Saturday, they'll take on John Wall and the Pacers. And then on Monday, they'll host the Washington Wizards.
And it's going to be home game after home game after home game for this group. So they got a great chance to string together a number of wins given how strong they've been playing.
Boy, Love is really good at getting inside the paint, establishing position, has an excellent feel for how to score around the basket.
Conley against McGrady. Conley into the lane. Else, Durant trying to break free. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. And it's going to be on Tracy McGrady. Rose, he's checked in for Hudson. Seattle shooting their first foul shot of the night. That free throw good from Allen.
Boy, a stalwart defender who knows his strengths on offense. I mean, Allen is a fantastic two-way threat, and he wants to get better. This is a guy whose future is bright.
The 19-foot shot. Here's O'Neal. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. O'Neal's got 6.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
That's out of bounds. Seattle will retain possession. Miller's checked in for the Sonics. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. 6 to shoot. He's in the post. Daddy on him.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Stackhouse. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be an Andre Miller.
And, you know, after that tremendous collegiate career, Stackhouse came into the NBA with a ton of buzz, and he has not disappointed. He's an offensive force to be reckoned with.
The 76ers making a switch here. Rose is checked in. Miller kicks to KD. Back to Miller. Outside Conley. Pass to Rose. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. The shot, no good. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.